All right, Peter. So we have some breaking news on the Khashoggi murder, and now it is officially a murder. Okay. So give us your quick take, Peter. Do you buy into what Saudi Arabia has said? How do you think Trump is handling it? What is going on here with the announcement from Saudi Arabia that Khashoggi was murdered in a fistfight?
In a fist fight. Okay. Where's the body? Can we see the body? I don't think they're going to produce a body because maybe the Turks were right, bugging the consulate that he was dismembered. We may never know that. It'll be very interesting if there's going to be any pressure on the Saudis to produce a body. If the U.S. is sincere in its condemnation, it should ask for that. I don't think they will. I think Trump is in a tough spot, maybe intentionally, because the people around him, Bolton and Pompeo, they have one goal in mind, and it doesn't have much to do with Saudi Arabia. It has all to do with Iran. And Saudi Arabia has to be seen as a reliable partner. Look, the Crown Prince goes from one catastrophe from the next. Okay, diplomatic relations with Canada, kidnapping the Lebanese prime minister, the horrific war in Yemen, and alienating Kuwait and then the Gulf from the other Gulf countries. I mean, this guy is a walking and talking wreck. And I think this is an opening for the deep state that think that this is an opening to change this guy out, because he's everything this guy touches, turns to dust or worse. Okay, so I think this is an opening, and I think they're going to push it. Okay, and it has very interesting ramifications. We can throw in Turkey, also Iran, the standing of Russia in the Middle East, and of course, the person that wants the Crown Prince to say the most is Bibi Netanyahu, the Israelis.
A couple of interesting questions that I have for you, Peter, that I don't think many people have really dug into. Putin at the Valdai conference said that he will continue to work with Saudi Arabia. What do you make of that?
Saudi Arabia is not going anywhere. Okay, and I think that's kind of the interesting takeaway from that. Saudi Arabia is more than the Crown Prince, and that's how I read that. Russia is not making any kind of play whatsoever. It doesn't do those kinds of things, regardless of the propaganda about Russia and its foreign policy. It deals with what's on the ground. It deals with political facts. If Petro Poroshenko had been a responsible statesman after he was elected president, he said he was going to reach out to the East. The Russians would have been more than happy to facilitate that, but he didn't. Okay, Russia isn't petty. All right. Right now, we have a capricious leader that I think has been wounded. And when you have a leader like this in the Crown Prince, he's extremely he's dangerous because he has been injured.
Right. The media is going after Trump really hard. Do you think that they're going to continue to go after Trump, or will this fistfight story kind of
Oh, I think that this is a midterm election issue now. Okay, this murder in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul has turned into a domestic political issue in the United States, and everybody knows it. And Trump has responded very poorly to this. Severe punishment. This is horrific and all that. How about we want a deal? And it's not even really about arms. I mean, the way he spins it and his supporters is that these deals, it's what $110 billion deal. That was more of a photo op. Okay, they haven't got down with the nitty gritty. Right now, what the U.S. is doing is resupplying ammunition for the failed war against Yemen. But all these other things, it's called a memorandum of understanding. It's some form of intent. So that isn't even a reliable argument that we want to save these arms deals, okay? Oh, but they'll go to the Russians, they'll go to the Chinese. No, they won't. No, that entire military is rigged towards American-made arms. You know how many? It takes probably a decade and tens of billions of dollars to reorient two different configurations. That's not a real argument either. What I think that Trump, that was his first visit after he was inaugurated president. He's invested a lot in this crown prince, and he's getting really red-faced, and it's getting worse. Now, Lindsey Graham coming, the new and improved Lindsey Graham, as Tucker Carlson called him. I thought that was a great way of describing him. Why is he injecting himself into this here? Because I think this is someone raising up the flag to see if anybody salutes, okay? And it's interesting, is anybody in the kingdom, which the crown prince has really annoyed a lot of people, are they going to react to this? And of course, the crown prince is going to be looking to who's going to be reacting to the U.S. That makes him even more paranoid, okay? And then the story in Reuters, you probably should put the link down below. That story seems very strange. It was almost like planted to see how people would react. Yeah, I agree. The king is living in a bubble-like world and things like that, and plus since the elevation of the crown prince, the king wasn't supposed to be getting involved in these things. That was the whole point of having an anointed one. So what is his role in all of this? So this is getting more and more complex, and I think this is going to could take days and weeks for it to play out here. But we do have the crown prince; he's in danger.
Yeah, I'll put that link for that Reuters article in the description down below. And I totally agree. I think that Reuters article was really just kind of like a trial balloon, taking the pulse of what people think MBS should stay or should he go. I think he's going to go.
I think it's really hard to say right now. I think that there are trusted people around the king that are probably saying, this is your opportunity to make a reassessment of what's going on here. And I'm sure that the Pompeos and the John Boltons they're sending out their feelers to say, look, there's a grand agenda here, and it's spelled with 4 letters, IRAN. And your guy he's not staying to the script. We need someone that's reliable, which of course the Saudis want this too, okay? But he's not a facilitator. He's not facilitating in a coherent way. He's got his fingers all over the place. Domestically, he's annoyed a lot of people, members of his own. Got to remember, Saudi Arabia it's not a country. It's one big family controlling it, okay? He's alienating a lot of people in his own family here. So a lot of people are saying, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to shift gears. I just want to say real quickly, Erdogan has found a way to kiss and make up with the Americans to some degree. I'm sorry, everybody, Turkey going, pivoting to Russia and China. No, Erdogan is in the marketplace, and he's dealing right now, okay? The returning of that American pastor, this is, and showing the Sunni world that Turkey is the most reliable, not the Saudis, okay? I mean, Erdogan's great at this kind of stuff, okay? And I think that's one of the reasons why we probably will never hear these so-called reportings. If they exist, I don't know, that's what they say, but that was kind of a threat. It was like pulling out a high card and saying, well, we could play this one here, and then he kind of puts it back into his hand, okay? So he's playing a lot of different angles right now. So I think this is more than fascinating. It's very, very dangerous. Who are the big losers right now? The Saudis, the Israelis, the Americans, and their allies. Because they're at odds behind the scenes. Okay, who are the winners? Russia, Iran, Syria.
And Erdogan, I guess. He always seems to find a way to come through. Jeez.
We've said repeatedly, the guy is the ultimate survivalist, okay? Ultimate. And this is he's basically annoyed everybody in the region, and now he's taking advantage of this to reach out and restart and renegotiate his position in the Middle East. Erdogan is coming out like gangbusters on this one. He's got to be rubbing his hands.
Jeez, thank you very much, Peter, for your quick take on the latest news of Jamal Khashoggi's murder, and I'm sure we will hear a lot more of what's happening with Jamal Khashoggi in the week that's coming. This story does not look like it's going to die down, and the mainstream media won't let it die down. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk, that was your quick take. Thank you very much, guys. Buy a Duran shirt, donate to our PayPal and Patreon page in the description down below. Thank you very much.